Alright, welcome back. As we have previously mentioned in the previous video, we have finished setting up the GUI interface in pfSense. Our next step right now is actually installing the DMZ interface, where we're missing it over here. And to do that, you go to Interfaces, and you go to Assign. Alright, once you're here, as you can see, we have a third interface here, which is missing. It doesn't have any interface attached to it. So what you want to do is you want to add. And by default, it adds it and renames it to OPT1. You can edit this by simply clicking on it. And enable the interface, you can rename this to DMZ. For IPv4 configuration type, you want to set this to static. For IPv4 configuration here in the address, you want to set this to what you want the DMZ subnet to be. In my case, I want it to be 10.0.0.1. And you can save here. Alright, now make sure this is important. You want to apply changes at all times, or else it won't register the effect. Every time you make a change in the pfSense GUI interface settings, you want to apply changes. Alright, so let's go back here, and as you can see, we have our third interface called DMZ, which is running off of this IP address here, 10.0.0.1. And to show that as proof, we can go back to the actual pfSense interface here. Just enter, and as you can see, it reloaded and refreshed the page so that DMZ is actually our third interface here. Now the whole point of this is actually to separate the LAN from the DMZ, as illustrated from the network topology that I showed you previously. Here's the diagram again. The DMZ side, we have configured only the interface here. We have not configured any of the machines here, which we will do. But on the LAN side, we have already configured the Windows 2012 server, which acts as the AD, but we have not configured the two client machines here, which is supposed to attach to the server here, along with the entire subnet here, which goes off to the internet. We have definitely set up the pfSense router, but we have not configured any firewall rules so that the DMZ side cannot communicate to the LAN side. But we want to configure it so that the LAN side does in fact communicate to the DMZ side. Because for instance, you want some of these machines to be able to access the web and file server so that they can upload files to it without putting them at risk, so that the server might be infected and transport malware and viruses over.